Hello everyone, welcome to Sunset Speedway, where the NASCAR Pinty Series is in action this weekend. Coming up, a one-on-one interview with Mark Dilley, that and more ahead on CANrace. Hello everyone, welcome to the CANrace Sunset Pre-Race Show. I'm Bryce Turner. There are 19 drivers on the entry list, among them drivers with experience racing locally at Sunset this season, those running partial or full schedules at the track and competing in Saturday's Pinty's race are Mark Dilley, Jason Hathaway, Adam Martin, Dwayne Baker, and Caden Lapsevich. There will also be a couple of drivers from far and wide here in Canada. Jason White from Sun Peaks, British Columbia, and Josh Collins from Placentia, Newfoundland will both be making their first start of the season. The Leland Industries 300, presented by Dickies, will take place Saturday. The race from Innisfil, Ontario's Sunset Speedway will begin at about 6:30 p.m. Qualifying gets set for 3 o'clock. TSN2 will air the race on June 25th at noon. RDS2 will broadcast it on July 9th at 10:30 p.m., all times Eastern. As for the driver standings entering this weekend, since the event at Autodrome Chaudier was postponed to next week, the standings are the same as after CTMP, with Andrew Ranger leading the way. Note that Robin Buck will not be competing Saturday, while Caden Lapsevich's schedule for this season is uncertain at this time. Barrie, Ontario's Mark Dilley will be wearing 2 hats this weekend. The part-time driver of the number 2 Ford is also the general manager at Sunset Speedway. Recently, we sat down for an interview in the grandstands at Sunset to talk about the track and his racing plans for this season. I'm joined now here at Sunset Speedway by Mark Dilley. Mark, next weekend the Pinty Series races at Sunset, where you are the general manager. When and why did you get involved with the track?
Well, it's a long story really, but I owned Barrie Speedway back in the early 2000s, and we had some good success there. And then when the new owners group took it over, they phoned me and asked me if I would come and revamp it and really rebuild it, and that's kind of what we've done. So it's I agreed to it, and here we are 7 years later, and you know, I think on a weekly basis we have 140 cars and NASCAR sanctioned, so Pinty's race, obviously lots going on, so it's been exciting.
What was your reaction to Sunset being added to the schedule last year after Barrie's closure? We've been working with NASCAR for a while on it, and basically what the problem when Barrie had a race is they have a geographical boundary of another race, and we fell basically a mile inside that boundary. So we had talked, and then obviously with the closing of Barrie, it made the decision very simple for NASCAR and ourselves. And you know, we've been ecstatic about it. It's been a great event for us, and look into the future to be a great event. What are your thoughts about that first race here?
For me personally, it wasn't a great race. You know, different thoughts. I mean, I think it's the longest running green flag short track in the history of NASCAR. I don't know. I think they went 263 laps or something under green. But I would like to see a few more cautions, a little more excitement. But I think we'll be fine this year with it.
What does it mean for a national touring series to come to this track?
Obviously, you know, you try and build whatever it is you're building in racing, and trying to get national exposure and want to showcase it to as many people as you can. And with the Pinty Series coming, obviously it's, you know, the television and everything else, and the exposure that you get through it is great for the Speedway, and not just the Speedway, for the local racers here. It puts Sunset on the map on a different avenue than just plain Saturday night racing.
You're also driving part-time in the Pinty Series. What are your plans for this season?
Well, I'll run all the ovals, and Kerry's going to run the road courses, and we'll try and run for an Owners Championship again. Very similar to what we've done over the last, I guess, 3-4 years. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 years, but works good. Just with my timelines at the racetrack and Carrie's timelines, and financially with sponsorship and that, it's worked out real well. So real excited to get going.
What would a win at Sunset mean to you?
Well, I mean, it would be, obviously, that's where I want to win the most if I'm going to win somewhere this year. So I think that, I did it at Barrie. I won at Barrie a couple times. So obviously it would be it would be something in my career that I could say after racing for 34 years, it would be in the top 2, if not the top 1.
What do you think of your chances to win this weekend?
I think we got a good chance. I mean, we've tested, we have new cars, everything seemed to go good. So, it's the thing about racing in a long race like that, there's a lot of variables that can come into play. So, I think the biggest thing is we just do our best, and the team does their best, and that's all we can ask for.
You've won a few races in this series, and I remember you saying that Riverside is one of your favorite tracks, where you do have a victory. What did that win mean to you?
That was a big win there. That my mom had just passed the month before, a couple weeks actually before, and it was a big. For us, it was something. It was an amazing victory. I love Riverside Speedway. I don't know if I've ever finished out of the top 5 there. It's been one of my most successful tracks. I love it every year we go there, and last year we led for a whole bunch and we were real good, and just had a brake problem there halfway through. But I love going there. I love the people on the East Coast. It's a great place to race.
Sunset is a part of NASCAR home tracks and is touted as having one of the best driver rosters in the province. Who are some of the talents to watch for?
Oh, yeah, on a regular Saturday night, there's a bunch. Obviously, Taylor Holdaway, Dwayne Baker, Chris Morrow, Gord Shepard. The list goes on, and Nick Getz. I mean, there's at any given night, we'll have 25 to 28 late models, and out of that, there's a good 15 to 18 that can win on any night. It's the strongest field of late models I've ever seen in my life.
And what about the type of racing and the schedule here?
Well, really, we something runs every Saturday night for sure, whether it's a NASCAR wheeling event or an APC event or an Avenue Auto Parts event. That's a new class we started with super late models, but it's been phenomenal. We have something every Saturday night and next Sundays. The biggest thing is check the schedule.
What are your racing plans for this season here at Sunset locally?
For myself, I'll run obviously the Pinty's race on June 18th, and then I'm going to run a super late model in the Avenue Auto Parts Series on August 13th.
Thank you very much for joining me here at Sunset, and we look forward to the race.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
This week's feature can also be seen on the CANrace Features playlist here on my YouTube channel. And when it comes to Saturday's race, we've got you covered. Check back with my YouTube channel for post-race coverage. Also follow on social media for the latest updates throughout the day. Post-race coverage will also be featured on Monday's edition of Motorsports Monday. The segment can be heard during the 9 a.m. hour of Morning Mixtape, Monday on CJRU 1280 AM Toronto and online at cjru.ca. Thanks for watching the CANrace Sunset Pre-Race Show. Check back on Saturday for updates and post-race here on CANrace. Have a great day.